Welcome back, my awesome people. In today's episode, I will be highlighting Netflix and its downfall. It's been a wild few months for Netflix following a disastrous earnings call in the beginning of the year in which CEO Reed Hastings admitted to a 200,000 subscriber loss in the first quarter and an estimated about 2 million subscriber loss coming up in quarter 2, which is already happening. It's their first loss of paid subscribers in over a decade. And while a chunk of that is a result of shutting down the service in Russia following their invasion of Ukraine, they still would have lost subscribers even had they not had to pull out of Russia. As a result of this loss, Netflix's stock is in free fall, plummeting more than 60% so far. And the future looks so bad for Netflix that even heavy investor Bill Ackman dumped his stock at a $400 million loss. So why did it fall? Well, according to analysts, the stock market is obsessed with annual growth. And unfortunately, Netflix is currently not growing, but rather shrinking. But the real reason, and the reason that many viewers are leaving Netflix for other streaming services, is because of Netflix's shift in vision and audience pandering. In other words, sucking up to a small group of people rather than appeasing to the overall majority. Many claim that Netflix tanked because of its earnings report, but did we really need an earnings report to know whether or not Netflix was in trouble? There have been many signs pointing to the downfall of Netflix, including increasing prices, limiting password sharing, and their heavy debt in buying content, even though their content quality has been declining so badly. But there is one reason that many people don't like to talk about, but is also a major reason of why Netflix is losing its subscribers. And that is because Netflix is pandering to the woke community. Now, I am not a quote-unquote woke person. However, I am well versed in history, politics, social issues, but I am just not a fan of the woke community and their radical thoughts and ideas that don't make sense. Now, before I dive into Netflix, let's all be on the same page when it comes to what the meaning of woke is. Well, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, woke is defined as being aware and actively attentive to important facts and issues, especially issues of racial and social justice. Now, of course, these topics and issues that we are currently dealing with in society are highly important, but come on, do you want to be continuously bombarded with race issues, LGBTQ issues, and other various social justice issues when you're just trying to watch content for the purpose of enjoyment and entertainment? There is always a time and a place. Of course, my family and I can watch something else on Netflix that does not cater to these ideologies. But how many of those shows are actually interesting to watch or even worth the watch? Not many, hence why subscribers are leaving Netflix and going somewhere else like HBO Max and Disney Plus. But not so fast. Disney Plus is currently going down a similar path like Netflix with the woke community and pandering to a small group. So we will see what their future holds as well. Hey, my awesome people, if this video gave you something to think about or something to put on your watch list, subscribe to the channel to get all my updates and investments. And follow me on Twitter at Jacob Rant and on Instagram. And if you want $25 of real cash money for free to buy your favorite stocks, sign up with my Wealthsimple link down in the description box below and start investing. Now, I remember when I first signed up for Netflix, it was around 2013. Well, actually, it wasn't my Netflix account. It was my brother's, friend's, cousin's account, which we all shared. But I remember being excited to having Netflix because of the original content that they had at that time, like House of Cards, Black Mirror, Breaking Bad, and Narcos. But now, Netflix seems to have settled into a comfort zone. The past few years, Netflix has seen a decline in quality content that has made many of us fall in love with them in the first place. But instead, Netflix chose to fill their content with woke ideologies in the name of inclusivity that has opened the doors for a cancel culture that has made every filmmaker and comedian watch what they do and say if they want to be on Netflix. Like, come on, they're creatives, they're comedians. Their intention is to make you laugh, cry, be angry, be upset at others' expenses, whether positive or negative. Give me a break. Unfortunately, Netflix started to cater to these demands, even though these demands represent less than 1% of the viewing population. Looking at it from a business side, does it make sense to spend billions of dollars for content that attracts less than 1% of the viewing population? It is like opening a vegan restaurant next to a butcher shop in a meat-eating town and expecting success. Yes, you will be able to attract those that are vegan, but there would be so few that you will eventually go out of business. Controversy makes money. I get that, but not in this case. Shows like Cuties that pushes preteen sexuality and borderline pedophilia, or The First Temptation of Christ, which depicts a gay Jesus, or Big Mouth, an animated show that frequently shows underage nudity, are just 3 examples of content that Netflix has heavily marketed and pushed to its overall audience, and at the same time has received heavy backlash. Netflix has picked up weird and disgusting habits in the past few years, and these habits are finally coming to light as their content does not match their audience's taste, thus making them lose their viewer base and market share. So, congratulations CEO Reed Hastings and Ted Sarandos. You just screwed over your shareholders at a massive loss for the sake of being woke. Now, aside from being woke, the business world is now also awakening to what Netflix truly is, and that is, it is not a tech company. For years and years and years, investors in business media have treated Netflix like a tech company with their shiny algorithms and data-driven consumer products. But Netflix, no matter how they dress it up, Netflix is fundamentally not a tech company. It is simply a movie studio. Up until the recent devastating crash, everyone was happy to buy into Netflix's tech fantasy until the creativity problem caught up with Netflix. It's not an unfamiliar story. For example, WeWork, you know that company, was overvalued as a similar tech sheen, dazzled investors until the day everyone realized that WeWork, despite its polish and corporate summer camp, was just really a commercial real estate company. Once that realization hit, the company's value tanked as the market started dealing with it for what it really is. And Netflix is undergoing a similar reevaluation. The realization that it is in fact a movie studio is finally sinking in. There are only so many people who can subscribe to any given streaming service, especially as Netflix keeps raising prices and forcing some people to choose between them and other streaming services, and the dawning realization that Netflix doesn't create hits. It doesn't. Netflix does not create hits. Certainly they can do it on the television side with shows like Squid Game, Bridgerton, The Crown, and Stranger Things being global hits. But on the movie side, not one hit. This is a larger problem for streaming overall, as it seems increasingly obvious that streaming favors TV shows more than it does feature films. And despite huge spending and A-list names, Netflix doesn't produce blockbusters. So Jacob Rant, what are you gonna do with Netflix? Are you buying, selling, watching it? Well, you all know that my only Netflix holding is in my Evolve FANGMA ETF that tracks the 6 biggest tech companies. And currently, I am down about 20% because of Netflix's fall, but I am not selling. Instead, I will be adding more to my position as Netflix isn't dead yet. Certainly, Netflix can survive and can even rebound, reclaiming some of those lost subscribers and get better at retaining the ones that they do have. Cracking down on password sharing might boost the bottom line in the short term, but in the long term, they're just going to have to do what every other movie studio does. Well, that and controlling their wasteful spending. It's not even the cost of Stranger Things that gets to me, as the 4th season of any hit TV show is often more expensive. It's the cost of films like Extraction, the Chris Hemsworth action movie that kills me. $65 million. $65 million for a Chris Hemsworth movie. Like, wow. This is the business model Netflix created for themselves. And as such, Netflix's gravy train has come to an abrupt stop. And the question now is, where will they be when they have to start behaving like a real movie studio and not a tech fairyland? Well, I guess we will have to wait and find out. And remember, milestone people, just like all my investments I mentioned in my videos, please do your own due diligence because I am just a clown on YouTube. And again, if you are watching this video and do not have a Wealthsimple trade account and you want free money to trade with at $0 commission fees that won't eat into your profits, sign up with my Wealthsimple link down in the description box below for $25 of free real money. Link is below. So again, I am not a financial advisor, so make sure you do your own research and consult your own financial professional. Thanks. There is so much wealth out there for all of us to get a piece of. So by allowing our hard-earned money make us more money is the key to wealth and the key to financial success. Subscribe, like, and share so you will help out the channel and you will also get notified of when I post my penny stocks, REITs, dividends, and any other investments that I am buying or selling. I want everyone to have the opportunity to get out of this work-life trap by buying back their freedom through investing. So let's all ride together on a journey of health, love, success. So until the next video, stay ranting.